If you don't have a listing to go back to on Monday, you need to be watching this video right till the end. What if I told you that by the end of this video, you will have the name, number, address of people who are actually selling? This is not pie in the tongue-tied. This is not pie in the sky stuff. This is not hopes and dreams. This is people who are already on the market privately. They are trying to sell their property privately. We're going to look at some stuff in a second, but let's look at the 4 reasons why a vendor or a landlord would want to transact without an agent. Number 1, they might want to have more control over the process and save on agents' fees. Makes sense. Confident that they can do it themselves. Me personally, I've sold my own properties. I lease my own properties. I'm confident with that. They might want to avoid agents. They might have had a horror story in the past and think that they can do it themselves or just don't want the hassle, or they can't afford an agent. Not everyone realizes that can pay at the end, and that there's different VPA and all that kind of stuff now. VPA, what am I talking about? All these buy now, pay later. A lot of homeowners aren't as up to date on such matters as we are. So let's dive into this. We'll share the screen. And where are we? We're just going to drag this one down. Let me get that down there. Sorry, guys. Ready to go listings, private sellers, and this is landlords as well, who are already on the market. Now, sorry, we've got to click that one. Okay, sorry. Did you know there are websites where owners sell and lease their properties privately? What have I done? Okay, sorry. Now, this one, 94 Little Bay Road, Little Bay. Now, I listed this property back in 2012, where I just not long started in the eastern suburbs. I didn't have a database. I didn't have a network. I didn't go to the schools here. I didn't grow up in Maroubra. I was selling in at the time. And I had no market presence. So I hit the pavements, and I think I spoke to everyone in the southeastern suburbs like 3 times a week, prospecting. And then that wasn't working. I needed sales and I was desperate. I am not going to lie. So I hit this lady up on Gumtree. And she didn't like agents, thought she could do it herself. I had a chat with her and just said, basically, I'm a young guy. I'm ambitious. I'd love to bring some people through. I've got a network. If you sell it yourself, that's fine. If I sell it, can I get paid? And, best of both worlds. I'm just trying to get some momentum. She agreed. She gave me an exclusive. I got the marketing out of her. Sorry, no, I didn't get the marketing out of her. I took photos on my iPhone, and that's what went on the internet. And I sold it a couple of weeks later for around $1 million. Now, that came from Gumtree, and I think the common misconception with these kind of sites, a lot of people think that they're the shitty properties. They're not. Some people really put these properties on because they think they can do it themselves, and then after a while, they get sick of people coming through their home. They get sick of taking the late night phone calls and things like that. At some point in time, they may get sick of it. Now, mind you, I've spoken to some people who have been in the game and so close to putting a deal together and never sold it themselves. So that does come, obviously, with the territory. Now, this one, I was driving to the beach in Bondi one day, actually, and I saw a property now, so a Corflute signboard out the front of this property. Now, I sold it at auction. I ended up selling it for 620 or 23,000 or something like that. But the vendor was actually from Port Macquarie, so about 3 hours north, and she'd been quoted 2%, 15 grand to sell the property commission. Now, I ended up, I did drop my commission. I went in at 1.75 inclusive of GST. But the point is, when I hit her up, I noticed she had an open home on the Saturday. I rang her up to introduce myself, said I'm going to be in the area. I might just pop in to say hello. Didn't pressure her as I was coming in to try and sign her up. Went through, had a good chat. I made sure I went to the end at the end. So as if there was anyone sort of straggling around, I didn't look like a creeper. Because I ended up, signing that up. I made the deal with her. Look, she'd been going hard at this for about 2 months by that point. Every other agent had obviously been in, eastern suburbs. Every agent had been all over her. And I made a deal with her that I would go back through all the buyers that had already come through. I'd have a chat with them. If someone from there bought it, now, to be fair, it was extremely overpriced. She was asking $720,000 for it. And I knew it was 6 to 650. So I was quite confident to do that. I said, if any of your buyers buy it, I will waive my fee. If I put it to market and we sell it to anyone else, then I get my fee. Yep, that's great. Put it to market, sold it at auction, and got my fee. So guys, that again, those two, there's $1 million sale and a $620,000 sale as well. Beautiful part about this particular property, Birriga Road, Bellevue Hill, very busy road, and I ended up picking up another listing out of that. So guys, this property now, this is the site that I got that Bellevue Hill property from. Now, if we have a look, not all properties, now this is just New South Wales wide, just to give you some screenshots. I'd love you guys to jump on and have a look. Not every listing is a bad listing on here. I mean, 1.3 million, 860 to 915. Guys, there's some really good stock in here. 1.8 million, 850 to 895,000. Guys, there's some beautiful stuff in here. And as we can see down the bottom, and we're going to jump to all the stats in a second, in New South Wales alone, just on property now, there's 141 listings. And the beautiful part about this, ACT, sorry, as you can see, there's 5 listings at the moment for our guys down there. And this is what it looks like. You know, it gives you all the information, etc. And there you go. Contact Taryn. That's her number. That's her email. That's her address. Okay, so that's how easy it is. Taryn is already selling. So the conversation with Taryn is it's a phone call or an email, or drop in at an inspection, book an inspection. You've got a buyer that might be interested, or you've got someone who's about to bring their house to market that's looking for something, and, you know, excuse me, whatever it is, we've got for sale by owner prospecting scripts and dialogues in the toolkit as well. But guys, how simple is this? This is a seller. She's a seller and she's not on the market and she's not signed up with an agent. Now, Gumtree, at the moment in Australia, there is 2,000. Now, these are all current as of today, the 5th of January, and I've got these stats at about 11:30 this morning. 2,444 properties are available for rent in Australia on Gumtree as well. So if you're stuck for rent, obviously, you know, zone it down to your particular area, of course. For our friends over in New Zealand, your website that you want to look at for private sellers is listed.co.nz. And this, again, you know, you've got 820,000, 820,000, $1 million, $1.2 million. So again, good quality stock here. You know, we've got some, where did I see? I know we've got, you know, we've got some in Auckland and, you know, all over the place there. Got another one there in Auckland, another one in Auckland. Bit happening in Auckland. Why can we not switch to the next slide? There we go. Okay, so the current stats at the moment. On property now, 92 for sale in Victoria, 141 in New South Wales. ACT, there's 5 properties for sale. Queensland, there's 173. Northern Territory, there's 17. Western Australia, 118 for rent. Property now. Sorry, this should over here. This should be for rent. That's my mistake. 19 in Victoria, 40 for New South Wales, 33 for the ACT and Queensland, 4 for the Northern Territory, and 7 for Western Australia. New Zealand, it doesn't break it down in a different way, but as we can see here, these are all the suburbs where there are properties for sale, private properties for sale. There's currently 144 properties for sale in New Zealand privately. Now, I'm unsure about rentals. I couldn't find a private rental site. So if any of you guys in New Zealand know any, please let me know. Okay, guys, for sale by owner, this is another site that is available for private sales and rentals. Looks like the other ones as well. As we can see, 1.1 million. It's very, you know, again, some of these properties might double up, but it is another source. If we have a look for sale by owner on the left-hand side, 99 in Victoria, 132 in New South Wales, 1 in Canberra, 165 in Queensland and NT, WA 33, South Australia 31, Tassie 68. Over here for rent, Victoria, there is 20 New South Wales, 62. Canberra, there is 1. Queensland, there is 18. Northern Territory, 2. WA, there is 12. South Australia, 9. Tassie, 6. I tell a lie. New Zealand, I apologise. I did find a private rental site. And as you can see here, your search for private rent, that's what we have available down here on the left-hand side. So guys, finding listings and finding leads, it comes down to the effort that you put in, to be honest. There's a whole bunch. Now, I know there's a lot of numbers there. There may not be some in your area, but I would encourage you to jump onto these sites and have a look, because these are people that clearly want to sell, okay? They don't feel that an agent is the right fit for them at the moment. So that's the first hurdle to get over, or the first obstacle is, why don't they want an agent? And what can you do for them? Please don't go into these things with commission breath, and don't go into this with your end goal in mind. It's about them. They want to sell. They either clearly think they can do it themselves, they either clearly don't have the money to do it, or they can actually do it themselves and they don't need you, and that's fine too. Like I said, I'm quite capable of listing and selling and leasing my own properties. I don't need an agent to do that, but I'm experienced. I don't need an agent to sell and lease my stuff. But guys, think about, like I said, there's scripts and dialogues in the toolkit. Think about how you can approach these. Don't go in with the sales approach. You are there to help them. So, start the conversation. I hope that helps. Like I said, you could actually have a signed agreement to walk back into the office on Monday morning if you follow this.